When we look at the teachings of the Prophet ﷺ, and we look at this context of raising children in the Arabic language, or the concept of raising children in the Arabic language, we find that the Arabic language uses the term tarbiyah. It uses the term tarbiyah. Tarbiyah is the term used when we speak about raising children. كيف تربي أولادك. تربية الأولاد. These are the statements you find. That how do you nurture, how do you develop your child? These are rough translations, right? So, in Islam, we speak about tarbiyah. And when we look in the Quran and the Sunnah, and we look at the teachings of the pious predecessors, we find that they always mention the term tarbiyah before they mention the term ta'aleem. Before they mention the term ta'aleem. Ta'aleem means to educate. But tarbiyah means to nurture and to develop. They always say tarbiyah wa ta'aleem. The concept of nurturing and developing before you teach. So we're going back to the basics here, because today's talk is about understanding the importance of parenting and the Islamic concept of parenting. So we must discuss this term. When we look in Islam, we see that the concept of parenting is far broader than educating. Many parents think today that parenting means to educate the child. That we educate them. That they graduate. That they get a degree. That they go to university. But when we look into the Islamic evidences, and when we look into revelation, we see that subhanallah, before ta'aleem, Islam is always mentioning tarbiyah. Because if there's no development and no proper nurturing of the child, then what good is that knowledge to the child? What good is that knowledge to the child? Right? And tarbiyah, if we look into the Islamic dictionaries, we find that it carries several meanings. From the meanings of tarbiyah is to establish. From the meanings of tarbiyah is to increase and to grow. From the meanings of tarbiyah is to protect, is to care, is to educate. It's a meaning, there's a shade here. Tarbiyah carries several meanings. From its meanings is to educate, but it's not its only meaning. From the meanings of tarbiyah is to provide. From the meanings of tarbiyah is to discipline. From the meanings of tarbiyah is to correct. This is the linguistic application of the term. If we look into the Arabic language, since we've seen that the Sharia is big on tarbiyah, we go to the term in the Arabic language and we say, what does this term teach us? It teaches us wholesome values, wholesome meanings. To increase, to grow, to establish, to protect, to care, to educate, to provide, to discipline, to correct. All this is tarbiyah. All this is tarbiyah. And if we look at an idiomatic definition, then we find the following mention, that tarbiyah is an adult's collective behaviors, actions, utterances towards a child, in order to assist this child in this child's development. And it refers to providing children with the ability and guidance, enabling them to achieve their maximum potential in light of the Quran and the Sunnah. This is how we find the descriptions in the books of the scholars of Islam. If we go into the technical definition, we find the following citation, that tarbiyah is to develop all aspects of personalities according to Islamic principles and to establish the ultimate goals of the Sharia in all fields of life. In all fields of life. Yes, the several fields of life that a human being faces. It's the parent's job to look after development in all these areas.